Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Grandmaster Endless Fighter in a 3-minute game on ICC. I'm in the 3-minute pool. Contrary to usual, I usually play the 5-minute pool, but we're switching it up today, and let's see what Endless Fighter throws at me. A Caro Khan, it appears. And I'm going to record this session straight through, so I'm not going to split up the games as usual, just to make it interesting. Bishop e6 that early. Okay, I'm going to play Bishop g5, just pressure this knight. It's about 9 o'clock p.m. at night. I played one game right before this, but I decided not to show it because my opponent was lagging really bad, and they missed like 2 of their minutes because their lag was so terrible, and then they dropped a piece and it was over. So I'm going to consider this the first official game of the session. Okay, so let's take and then play c5. I remember Danny Wrench played this way against me in one of our chess rivals games, and I recall not getting a very good position, so I'll try to use his same strategy, which was not being afraid to give up the 2 bishops and playing for this structural edge. I don't know if I'm going about it the best way. In fact, I think from the black side, I might have developed the bishop to g7 instead of h6. Can't quite recall. Okay, here I'm thinking queen a4, because then I can hit both of these pawns. Probably they'll reply with queen c7, maybe queen d7, and just defend. I'm willing to trade the b pawn for the c pawn. I think that would play in my favor. Got to keep up the tempo. Not sure who Endless Fighter is. They're anonymous. Okay, so probably b4 here. Yeah, let's just advance. We want to make use of this majority on the queen side eventually. Bishop g4, probably a good move. Yeah, an annoying one too. Do I have to move my knight to some really bad-looking square? I might have to. Yeah, I'm going to drop it back here. This move looks terrible, but for the moment, it might lose material, actually. Yeah, because if queen c2, take, I have to lose my rook on f1. I don't see a good solution, though, so I'll just do that. And get ready to drop the material. Okay, so now I probably want my knight in the game. Let's go here. We'll see how Endless Fighter converts this. I mean, I have some play. It's not completely dead yet. Let's bring this here, just block the e-file. Let's bring this over. Defend the b4 pawn. Black challenges right away. Need to get something going towards their king. If I can do that, maybe I have a chance. First of all, I probably need like a move like h4. They might be trying to come into e2 with their... Okay, let's play h4. Just menace h5. If queen e2, maybe rook e1? Okay, so they play h5. Just a solid move in general. Queen c2, perhaps? g4 straight away. Maybe rook b2. Let's go with rook b2. They can just play king g7. It's probably a smart idea, but they're going to play it this way. Can I take and hope for some sort of perpetual? Probably not. Okay, let's just do this. I'm thinking about trying to reroute my knight, but I don't know how great that will be. Okay, let's put the king on h2 for now. 54 seconds. Far from ideal for our first game. Yeah, that's an annoying move. Okay, I'm going to come here and hope that they miss that their rook is hanging. GMs don't really miss that sort of thing. Yikes. I might have to jettison my b pawn. Okay, I'm going to do this and hope they take with a rook. And then I'm thinking knight takes f5 and go for some sort of Hail Mary. But objectively, I'm just losing here. Probably queen takes b4 is best. All right, let's try this. At least their king is open if they take. I can go for various checks against them. Probably rook g6 is simple enough. Yeah, as played. Okay, I'm going to resign that game. I missed this bishop g4 move. That move was really annoying. It came like at a perfect time for black when my queen was deflected away from the defense, and my position rapidly went downhill here. I could try queen d1, but I would lose the b4 pawn. So I think at this stage, just checking with the engine, yeah, I'm already much worse. The engine says the best is to play knight e2 and allow black to completely fracture my pawns on that wing. Okay, so let's get back in the pool. We're not going to analyze these games for as long as usual. And we've got another good player, Danya, American Grandmaster. Okay, let's play the way that we did against Jan. I'm going to play some aggressive stuff. He's going h4 as well. I recall last time we played that I also played my h-pawn early against him in a Scandinavian, though. So maybe he's looking for revenge here. If I play d5, is queen f3 an issue? Nah, let's try. He quickly plays that. We'll just develop. He might go e6, but probably not a big problem at the moment. Okay, knight f5 or bishop f5? Bishop f5, take. You can play e6 then. That can't be good. Okay, let's just play e6. I'm going to sink that knight into f5 whenever I'm able. Let's play this and try to get some counterplay against his center. 2450 is a legit 3-minute rating. That's a nice one. Okay, let's come here. So we have a French-like position. I'll put the knight on f5 and pressure d4. If white takes, I'll have a decision which way to recapture. He's going to take that way. Well, I think I have to go here. Try to grab that e5 pawn. Maybe queen c7 was also an option. But if they're taking c5 in this French-like structure, you're probably best served taking on e5. Okay, so now let's just take and castle. I wonder if f6 is any good, too. f6, knight back, and then e5 with the idea of e4. It's quite interesting. Okay, I'm gonna hold that in reserve, though. Might be a threat. He's going g4. Wow. Okay, let's take that. I mean, the knight's under attack. How bad can this really be for me? Danya throwing in the kitchen sink against me already. All right, we're taking. He just takes with the queen. e5 probably. Strike back at the center. Yeah, let's do that. So if I take here, is rook h8 working? Nah, I don't think so. Let's do that. I'm going to have 3 minor pieces if they just do something like f takes here. Okay. So, bishop h6 maybe? Maybe bishop h6 is best. Just trying to think. Yeah, let's do that. Kind of a close call. I want to play fast, though. So if g takes f7, king g7, they can't check me on g6. Knight e6 is covered by my bishop. They could castle, but I'm thinking queen takes g5, and then if a rook comes to g3, or g1 rather, play knight g3 and block them. And I think I'm coming out on top there. It's hard to say. Okay, so there. Let's give a check. All right, gotta play simple. King g7, take rook h8. Nah, not working. Okay, let's do this then. Wow, rook there first. Confusing the issue. Okay, let's do that. Problem is I'm down a lot of time now. Just gotta hope for the best. Come here. Rook into g6. Okay, can I do that? No, I can't. Oh, this is annoying. Yeah, I'm not sure what to play. Okay, I'm just going to go after their king somehow, but this is clearly bad. He can probably escape these checks somehow. King c1. Too slow. Too slow. Gonna go queen f5 next, I guess, with my 6 seconds. Hope I checkmate. King c1. Yeah, that's over. Okay, so I had a good position, but clearly I was terrible with my time management there. Gotta work on this. I mean, it was tough because there's a lot to calculate, but legitimately, I should be fine here. I mean, maybe rook e8 check and then take on g6. If I play rook e8, the only threat would be g takes f7 because my king can always run to f8 in the event of queen h7. So just flicking on the engine here. Yeah, I played fine. Yeah, bishop h6 should be fine. Rook takes f7 is fine. Bishop e6, all good. It's just that these moves took me a while. Okay, so here, no reason to allow rook g6. Just play bishop g7, and that solves my issue with rook takes h6 coming in the future. So bishop g7, rook g6, there's only a threat on the bishop, and not rook takes h6 as well. Yeah, as played, this was just confusing enough to turn the tables completely. The only other thing I was wondering is, prior to castling, I wonder if I could have played f6 here. But castling is simple. Yeah, g4 is like really reckless, but I mean, it's a 3-minute game. Okay, so we lose our first two. Let's try to get a win here. Kyborg 95, another tough opponent. Let's play e5 and just try to rattle off the moves. Be solid. Play our bishop out. The old 4 knights. Let's take that one. Let's go queen e7. I like to play this way. And then bring the knight up here. Play c5. My theory is a little bit old here, but I think I remember some things. Queen c7. Yeah, let's go queen c7 just to reinforce e5. He advances. Okay. So let's bring that back. I'm just going to develop bishop d7. Now I'm going to go here, kind of thinking about playing f5 in the future. Let's go g6. I know that weakens my dark squares, but I can bring my knight to g7. If queen f3, I can always play f6, so I don't feel too exposed there. Now I could play f6 if I want. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just try to stay solid on the dark squares. Build a dark square structure when white has a dark square bishop himself. Get the knight out. Now I'd like to play on the queen side eventually, so I'm actually thinking about playing b5 here. And if they take, then go c4 is my plan. And then bishop takes b5. I know they've got these doubled pawns, but if I don't play b5 now, it may be difficult to break through on the queen side later. So I feel like this is okay. So we're going to do this. Maybe c3 in a bit. Not getting hurt on the king side at all, so this is good. Okay, let's do that. He's going to maneuver. I'm thinking about c3 right now, but probably this is better just to defend that bishop. Now my knights are kind of bad. I might want to maneuver them around. If I could get a knight to c5, that would be particularly good. But that's hard to do in the short term, so let's just go bishop here and attack c2. Okay, let's come here, just getting ready to double up. He's going to go attack that. Okay, so I probably got to go here now. Defend the c4 pawn. Let's do this. Maybe queen d4. Queen d4 is interesting. Okay, let's try it. If he takes and goes knight g4, I'm thinking knight e8 and then knight e5 soon. I hope my pawns are not too weak there, but we'll find out. He could also decline a queen trade. He could play something like rook to d1. I am on the e4 pawn, but if this rook moves to d1, I guess I could take it. If the other one moves, I probably would not because of knight g4. Discoveries. Maybe queen takes f5 then. I'd have to consider it. If he takes and then takes on c4, he loses a piece because a bishop takes c4, rook takes b4. So he's thinking. Who is Kyborg? Denis Kadric. Oh, he dropped a rook in the corner. Isn't that a full rook? Take, knight c3. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go for that. I mean, he gets actually 2 rooks for it, but we gotta try this. Can I go here now? I think I can. And then I have a discovery on the bishop on f1. Yeah, he resigned. Okay, so tactically speaking, that worked out well for me. I wonder what the evaluation is right around here. Or before knight d1, rather. Very good for white. Clear edge white. a4. I mean, white doesn't have to do anything here. I'm sort of threatening to take e4, but probably not. a4, and then after bishop a6, do something. Like I said, I'm really going to avoid an extensive analysis of these games, but I think the reason why white is so much better here, though, is my pair of knights on g7, f7. They're too far away from the action. So it's been a while since I played the black side of this line, but I probably got my knights slightly wrong-footed. I don't know if queen c7 is a good idea here. Yeah, the engine doesn't like that move, because after d5, I have to go back to d8, and that's not a happy square for that piece. So maybe knight c7 is better, a better way to defend e5. Okay, let's join up again. Rosi, let's play e4. I played this yesterday, another Caro-Kann. I played this yesterday in my bullet tournament on Blitz Chess. I was playing e4 from the white side every game, and it worked out pretty well, I gotta say. Okay, so here, let's go for an aggressive line. Knight 1 to e2, looking to go knight f4. Actually, let's first play h4, see if we can induce some weakening move, like that. Now, do they play bishop c4? I think they do. Bishop c4 or bishop d3. And there's sacrificial opportunities on the e6 square, as I recall. Okay, let's play this knight in, attacking the pawn on g7. Gonna bring this bishop out. This is a bit of a bluffy line. I don't think white is any better with good play, but for a 3-minute game, maybe I can throw myself at black and confuse them. Okay, let's take that. So if I castle, they might take c4. I can live with that. I have some very weak light squares. Like this bishop is just shooting into the heart of my position. But for now, I think it's covered. And maybe bishop c2 if I want to neutralize this piece on h7. Yeah, I might want to play that next move. Rook e1 is also possible. Even taking on a7 is possible. Although, probably I should bring this up first. I feel better when my queen is overprotected. Okay, so I was wondering if they were going to do that. Let's take here. Let's take with the knight now. Maybe now bishop h7, or bishop c2 rather. Or queen f3. Queen f3 could be interesting. Okay, let's do that. If bishop e4, queen h3 looks fine. So they're going for a queen trade. Yeah, let's do that. Got to take. Knight takes f2 is a threat. How best to address that? g3? They could take on f4 then. Let's go here. Maybe knight c5, but I think my bishop coming back to c2 should hold the fort. Down some time as usual. My 3-minute rating is not as bad as I thought it would be. I actually thought it was lower than, high 2200s. Not sure about bishop c5. because I don't think they really want to trade their dark square bishop for my knight, so probably their knight would have been better off there. Okay, let's just bring this back. I expect them to retreat, and maybe we'll have a trade on h7. It's about equal, though. I'm not seeing an edge for either side. They will not retreat. Okay, so what if I move my knight away, like knight b3? Looks mildly awkward for them. Let's do it. And if rook takes d1, I'm going to take with the bishop. I'll try to profit from this pin. Okay. Might just be another move order to get there. Probably they'll trade now. Nope. Okay, so if I trade everything on e4, anything doing there? Probably not. Okay, so let's just do this. Yeah, they move the king. Smart, I think. f3. Wow, they actually have rook takes c3 if I play f3. I'm just going to take here because I'm low on time. See which way they capture. Okay. Now, I want knight c5, clearly, but I don't think they'll allow me to do that. This ending should be drawish, but with my time and also the bishop versus the knight in an open position, I'm not liking it so much. I want to get my king up to d4 if possible. Let's just do this for now. Let's take this way. I'll keep a pawn on guarding that d4 square. That might have been a mistake by him. Now he's letting my knight get in. This is probably not so good from his point of view. Although, I think it must be said he still has a fine position. Everything seems to be covered. Okay, let's try to get in and attack these pawns. Black is playing a dangerous game. If I can go knight to g8, I'm in good shape. The thing is, I don't have a lot of time. Try to work in here. He's going to go after my pawns. Okay, we're going to advance this guy. Let's give a check here first. Ooh, yeah, he tried to sneak one by there. Oh, okay. Let's go stop this pawn first of all. And we're going to checkmate. All right. Those are those famous Finn's endgame skills in action, right? Yeah, winning an endgame. Knight versus bishop with like 10 seconds left. He played poorly, though, clearly. I mean, when we entered this ending, he had a slight advantage, I think, because my knight was so poorly placed on the back rank. And he just let me get some needless counterplay. Like right here, I think taking on b4 is not a good idea. I mean, why give up the d4 square? And if you are going to play that way, you probably got to play king e5 on the next move. Stop me from bringing my king up. Also, I noticed he could have corralled my knight right here. So he played bishop e6. He could have played bishop c4, and my knight would have been corralled. I'd have to play knight d3 at some stage, but then he could take me and play king d5. So in fact, I'm still in trouble even here. He just let me coordinate my king and my knight, and especially get my knight free. I played g4 to try to fix that pawn on h6. And now black should be lost, but there are still some complications. All right, let's get back in the pool. So we're 2-2 this session. Another Grandmaster, Rubicon. Okay, let's play d4 here. I'd like to speed up if I can. And playing, I'm going to play a line that I recently recommended in a Chessable repertoire I made. Let's go queen c2. Just try to deny him the use of the f5 square. And I'm going to play here. Yeah, bishop out. I could try e4 if I wanted. Although, I kind of wonder if he could pile up, take, knight takes queen e7. Yeah. Although that would be interesting. Let's try this. I'm curious how this will work out, so let's take a look. This is not a line I spent a whole lot of time on when I was analyzing it, but I think it's kind of interesting. Okay, so bishop d2. I guess he's contending that he's just going to take the d4 pawn at the end. Well, I'll probably have to play this way, so let's do that. Okay, I'm going to sack the d4 pawn. I'm just going to give that to him and see if I can get some compensation. It's castle. Knight c4. Is that working? If queen takes, there's knight d6. So he'd have to play bishop takes. Then I can play rook takes d4, take here. Maybe. I could also play queen b3 right now. G4 maybe playable. G4 would be kind of cool. Okay, this is going to be weird, but let's try it. So my idea is if they take, play f3, and then my knight is supported. So I can go knight c4 next move, and then try to get into d6. That's my brilliant plan. Okay, let's try it. This looks like fun. So yeah, knight d6 check coming. Maybe e5 first. He goes queen f4 check, so probably I got to do this right away. And let's come here, attack f7. Let's go here. He probably has to play queen g5 check. I'm fully coordinated now. This is looking really good. Rook f7 may be forced. But then I play knight takes f7. I think he's got to be close to busted here. Let me just see if I can get the move order right. Yeah, let's take knight takes and leave our rook here for the time being. Queen c3 check is my next move, if allowed. If queen e3, probably rook d3 is going to crunch. We might even get some cool mating net. Yeah, this is awful for black. Okay, so he comes over there. Good call, I think. Now I just want to check him from that diagonal. Queen d3, perhaps? Could also go queen c1 and be real sneaky. Try for queen to h6. Nah, let's just play queen d3. I think this is fine. Just threatening queen d4, quite simply. Yeah, he's completely underdeveloped, too. That's another problem. So queen here. Yeah, queen into h6 being a threat. Probably has to play knight g8. Don't see another good move. And then I'm thinking just knight g5. Maybe queen h3 would have been better. Probably both good. Yeah, he just resigned. Yeah, knight g8, knight g5. I'm threatening knight e6. Black's completely exposed with their king. So my crafty g4 move worked out. Point being, I wanted to play knight c4 right here, but he has bishop takes e4. So I sacrificed a pawn to try to get that scenario where on bishop takes e4 I can take with the pawn, and I keep this attack on the queen plus knight d6 check coming. So I maybe could have played the opening a little bit better. I wonder, against g6, how I should respond. This is a line I recommended on this d4 repertoire I created for Chessable. I just made a basic 1d4 repertoire from the white side, and it's for improving players, so it's not completely exhaustive. But against the triangle, I recommended taking on d5 because it's a straightforward option for white. But I'll have to look into how to play against g6. e4 could be played right away if you want to. Probably bishop f4 is the move, and then if bishop f5, maybe queen d2. Okay, so let's keep going here. I'm going to play, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 more games. We'll see. Who is Rubicon 99? Pavel Smirnov. Grandmaster Pavel Smirnov. chessdennis. I recall this player. I see him playing on chess streams every once in a while. Okay, what to do here? Let's go d5. We're just going to play Slav or semi-Slav maybe. Okay, slow Slav it is. We're slow Slaving it up, and now knight h4. I'll play bishop e4, a bit more combative. Let's go queen c7, just defend the b-pawn. Now after bishop d2, okay, he's going to play this way instead. Let's do this. Just kind of eye this knight. He does not trade. So now white could castle long, or they could play rook c1. Those are usually the options white will go for. King f2 they sometimes play in this structure. Try to march the king over. Okay, so he's going to play solid bishop e2. Yeah, let's just castle. Probably white's going to castle as well. Maybe play king f2, keep the king in the center. Rook c1. I'm thinking take on c4 now. Yeah, this might be good timing on this capture. In the Slav and semi-Slav, a lot of times, especially the semi-Slav, you have to time this capture well. By definition, the Slav, you're making that capture early. So, okay, he takes with the queen. Now, I'd like to play the e5 break. But I'm just making sure I don't get surprised by anything here. I think it's fine to play this. Knight b5, I can just move my queen somewhere like queen b6. So we're trying to fight back in the center a little bit. Now he castles, okay. Let's go here. I'm not going to do anything with the center pawns yet. Maybe now take. Especially if I can get him to take with a pawn. Now I can try to play against this pawn. Knight b6, does it work? Attacks the queen, also opens up an attack on d4. Now I can't take that, I guess, is his contention, because he has knight b5 in reply. So that makes sense. Let's therefore go here. Maybe I can menace the d-pawn and also thinking about getting my queen into h3 someday. Okay, so a little bit of a retreat by white. Let's come here, position our rook. Now probably here I should block and play knight d5, or maybe bishop f8. One of the two. Let's go bishop f8 first. Open up the rook. He's playing his bishop back. Let's come here now. I feel good. I mean, white's got a potentially weak d-pawn. The bishops are not playing too actively at the moment. Let's take with the knight. We'll keep the queens on the board for now. I think it's about equal. Maybe g5, g4 I could think about. Could also just trade some stuff. Knight e7 is another move that comes to mind, or knight c7 perhaps. How about bishop b4? Bishop b4, take, bishop c4. Not sure about that one. Let's put the bishop on f6. Yeah, I'm going to maneuver it here. See if we can get something going that way. Okay, now knight e7 maybe? If I take, he wants to take with a pawn. Actually, I should probably do that. We got to hurry now is the main thing. He's going to come with e6. That is very annoying. I should not have allowed that to happen. Okay. Yeah, here I'm losing material. You got to remember that you're not an expert in 3 minutes, John. You can't be spending ages on moves and making like very calculated decisions. You just got to go for it sometimes. All right, so here I'm down a pawn with a pretty bad position too. I'm attacking his queen. Or his rook, rather. Let's go take that pawn. So I need to snatch something if I want to get back in this game. I'm going to keep taking. See if he gives a check. Now I'm just going to run with my king, basically. I might be getting mated. It's close. Bishop h3. I guess I got to go here. Maybe over. Maybe I could have played king f7. Okay, I'm not losing yet because my knight covers c8, but this is pretty bad. Where's the win? Let's go here, just block him. Bishop takes d4 coming, hopefully. We can trade down, maybe. He's very low on time. Same with me. Okay, take that, definitely. That was a bad move on his part. Okay, let's just swap down. We're going to try to run our a-pawn now. Okay, push the c-pawn. And give it check. Go pick up that rook. Give it check. Oh, I lost on time. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't so quick there. I'll take it, though, after the position I had with like 30-some seconds remaining. He had an attack plus an extra pawn, and it was only maybe a misstep right around here that prevented me from losing. I feel like I must be close to being checkmated right here. I was hanging on by the tiniest of threads. Let's just check with the computer. Yeah, engine says it's equal somehow. This is super risky, playing queen takes a2, queen takes b2, and just going for it on the queen side, leaving my king to its fate. But maybe there's nothing. Here I was speculating that maybe I could have played king f7, because king f7 would have avoided the check from the light square bishop. But if there's nothing to fear here with the bishop coming to h3, yeah, now I'm good according to the engine. I should have won, though. I played too slow at the end. Far too slow. Okay, it happens, and I'm back in the pool. Let's play one more. One more game. And we've got Rubicon again. The grudge match. Let's play another Slav. Okay, we'll take on c4. Play the bishop out. Play this line. With queen c7, looking for e5. See what I can remember about this. Go g5 now. Been maybe a month or so since I played this, so I'm hoping I haven't completely forgot what to do. Bishop to e6 or g6. Let's go bishop e6. I know they can settle their queen on c2 against this, but I hope it's all right. Okay, so now if they put a rook on d1, I always have bishop b3. Let's play a6, just stop them from ever playing a6 themselves. Okay, bishop e7, just, yeah, trying to get organized here. I'd be happy to play an endgame. I doubt white would be. Yeah, they're going to back their queen off. Could castle queenside here. Now let's go kingside. They might thrust this f-pawn down the board, but it's a risk I'll have to take. Knight here. Take, take, take. My king is a little open. Knight here, there's f5, isn't there? f5 is particularly annoying. Maybe I have to play the knight to d7. Let's do that. So with my pawn back on g7, it would be nice here, but as played, I got to take some care. Okay, maybe here. Attack down the e-file, reinforce. Stopping me from using the c5 square. So now if I move this bishop, knight f5 is always going to be the answer. So I think I got to do something like this and then play f5. They're going to take with a rook. Okay. Well, at least I get this to work with. Improve my knight. Quick play by white. Let's come here. So some pawn weaknesses I'm grappling with at the moment. I really want to go knight g6, but it doesn't accomplish much, does it? Let's just go here. Attack the g-pawn. Let's go here. Now I'm introducing knight g4, at least, as a threat. It's kind of transparent, though, isn't it? Yeah, this, I think, just loses a pawn, but I don't see what else to do. Doing our best. Rubicon wants revenge. He was not happy with that last game. Okay, rook here, I guess. Can check. Let's bring this over. Rook f7. Yep, bad news. Gotta be careful. Rook d2, not working. Knight here. All right. Gotta go knight f8. My pieces all have to go to sad squares. You can just take. Okay. Yeah, we kind of get killed that game. So nicely done by Rubicon. I was debating where to put the bishop here, either e6 or g6. I couldn't remember. So I played bishop e6. Looks fine, though. The benefit of g6 is that I would control c2, basically. So as played, yeah, queen f7. Castling is a bit better. The problem with these positions sometimes is that it's almost like white can play for a risk-free advantage because they have the safer king, whereas by virtue of black having played f6 and g5, you got rid of that bishop on f4, but your king is in some danger frequently. So that proved to be the case here. I never quite felt comfortable with my king's safety, or lack thereof. I feel right around here I could have improved somewhere, but he kept the pressure on. Maybe I should have played queen c5, something like that, but there might be problems with f5 coming. If I play queen c5, f5, and even after a trade of queens, if I move the bishop, I would lose d7. So it's probably the case white is just better now. Yeah, and he was banging out these moves. f5, hoping for knight takes f5, bishop takes f5, knight g4 check, and then I can pick up the queen on c3, but that didn't happen. Yeah, now much, much better. So my last chance, apparently, or maybe my better chance, I should say, is king h8, like a defensive move, and the computer thinks the position is equal. I was just desperate to get rid of the attack on the f-pawn and played a tempting but weakening move, I would say, f5. Okay, you know what? Let's play one more. See if we can go out on a win. We've been facing good players, so I don't mind continuing to play one more game. Rubicon 99. Also, I want to get one more game with white and play e4. Okay, Bulb will be our last opponent. Let's play a King's Indian attack, which against the French is different than what you've seen when I play knight f3 on move 1. So I can play this in a different way. Okay, let's go c3. I'll play rook e1. They might think about playing bishop a6, but no. Okay, so here, probably queen e2, just reinforcing this pawn. And the usual plan is knight f1, bishop f4, h4, h5, stuff like that. With the bishop on g7, I feel like they might want to play f6 and undermine like he just did. Okay, so let's come here. e5 is possible. Advance in the center. Then I'll play bishop h6 and try to gain a tempo on the rook. If rook f7, knight g5, and I could secure the two bishops. Okay, so they're going to do it this way. Let's play knight e3. Eye this d5 pawn. Okay, now we can come in here at least. And I have some pressure because I've opened up my light square bishop on the pawn as well. Let's just pre-move this capture. Wow, he's going to give me the light square bishop. Was not expecting that. Okay, so take. Now queen f3 maybe. Yeah, let's go queen f3. Attacking d5 again. If rook d8, I'm thinking knight g4 could be good. Taking d5 does not work. Knight g4, however, looks decent. Let's do it. Maybe they can play bishop h8 or that. Yeah, that's probably okay. Yeah, I probably didn't gain much by that transaction. Let's try to keep some pressure. Bishop g5. Knight f6 ideas in mind, but they could play rook f8 and maybe cover. I'll pull the queen back to e2 in that case. It's a little annoying for them because I don't know how they get rid of these two pieces. h6 is not possible. I would just take it, and h5 is very weakening, so I think they're not thrilled to play that. Okay, now I want to play bishop h3. Let's go h4 first, though. We're switching the diagonal for our bishop. f4, maybe. Let's try it. I'm a little bit down on time. They could think about e4 and reply. Because if we trade everything off, then g3 hangs at the end. Oh, or g3 hangs now. I didn't see that g3 actually hangs right away. Okay, let's do this. They can maybe just take, though. I think they can. They're not going to. Okay, let's go bishop here. My king is so weak now, however. Somewhat worried. Yeah, if they just take that way. So now I'm attacking the queen, but yeah, my pawn is weak. h5 could be coming soon. I've clearly misplayed this. Okay, I think we got to play for an endgame as much as I would like to avoid doing that. I'm too scared for my king's safety otherwise. Okay, let's play this in and attack the knight. Had to avoid knight f3 check at the very least. Go after that d5 pawn. Oh, my rook is under attack. I almost hung that. Let's go here. This is not pleasant, though. Okay, I have a tactic at least. Somehow I came out of that okay. Don't know how that happened. I could have taken the h-pawn. Let's do that now. I'm going to offer a draw, see if they take it. Yeah. I think the position might be a draw anyways because he can just keep his knight there and block my king from coming in. And if I try to play for a win, I'll probably get flagged. So, all right, so we draw against Bulb. That's Danny Raznikov. That guy's he's a GM, actually, from Israel. And I think he studies in the U.S. I think he goes to my alma mater, actually, the University of Texas at Dallas. So, draw in this game. He could have played it much better right around the time that we traded queens. I mean, I think if he just finds some logical way to win the f6 pawn, it's game over. Maybe instead of knight takes h4, just h5 right away. That should be good. My position is so shaky and black's not down any material. Okay, so let's tabulate the results of this session. Looking at our history. So I actually started here. So I lost my first two games, and then I won 3 in a row. Drew with Chess Dennis. So we finished with an even score. 3 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. Not bad. And I went up a little bit in rating. A few points. All right, so clearly got to work on my time management. 3 minutes, it's my worst time control, guys. But I'll play these 3-minute sessions every once in a while and try to improve. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be back again soon with another one. Talk to you later.